Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? Long time. I've been meaning to do a video let's not even get there, for some time, but I've been procrastinating and thinking or finding an opportunity when I can dress up well. I've got a good logistic setup, all of that. In an attempt to make sure that everything is close to perfect, I end up not doing a video. So I'm putting this one out today. I know I don't have no makeup on me. I'm looking probably one of my worst that I can, but I don't care because I did have to put out this important message. So yeah, let's do it. So essentially it's going to be about a house robbery or invasion or theft, whatever you want to call it, that we had at our property or unit. And this is the second one that we've had in Australia. So we've been here put together, consolidated, I think 4 years, and it's our second house invasion, which is considerable. Seems there's something very attractive about us. So yeah, now I did a video sometime back, in fact in my first stint, as I often call it, talking about a couple of robbery or theft episodes that I had gone through, but I felt that it's going to build a lot of fear in you all, and I didn't want to do a fear mongering, so I brought that video down. But because it's the second one, I think it is important. I feel responsible to be sending this message to you guys. So it's not with an idea of instilling any fear, please. It's still a wonderful place. I'm still very happy to be here, but yeah, there are a few things which are a bit concerning that you should know, which is that yes, house invasion happens in Adelaide more than what you would like. So to give you a brief narration, the most recent one was, I reckon it's probably a month now. We moved to this new property 2 months back. So we were not even a month old at this property. It's apparently in a very good area. If you know the areas, I'm at Glenelg East. So it's considered to be a reasonably good area. And that was one of my things, that I wanted to be in a good area to avoid all this. But yeah, looks like area doesn't matter as much. So my daughter and we were out one Saturday. I was mostly working from home those days, so I used to be home most of the time. It was that one Saturday that Softy and I decided to go out, and we left at about noon and returned about 9 p.m. at night. The moment we opened the door, it felt as if there was some tornado or cyclone or something that had hit our unit. It took a few seconds to understand what has happened, but all the cupboards were flung open, the drawers were pulled out, everything from the drawers were on the floor. Before we could even understand, and as we were getting inside the unit, and when we got into our bedroom, it was a big mess, because all our luggages, which were shoved on top of the wardrobe, they were brought down. All the stuff was checked and looked through. The house was a mess, and it was obviously very shocking when at that moment. Obviously, the first thing I did was informed my real estate. It was a Saturday, so obviously you don't expect a lot of people to be available, unfortunately. Informed my real estate, because that's essentially what you should be doing as the first thing. And then I called the cops, who came in. They took our statement. It was a bit late for the forensics to arrive, so the forensics came the following morning, did a check of the entire unit. They couldn't find any fingerprints or anything like that. Apparently the robber was wearing gloves, so possibly it's a closed shut case, because there are no leads, there are no cameras, nothing at all. Now, what do I want to say out of this? So this was my second invasion, for those people who didn't get to see the previous video which I brought down. The first one was again in my unit. I was in an area called Edwardstown. I was in the unit, it was daytime, and I was taking an afternoon nap and my daughter was in and out of the neighborhood, so the main door was not locked, shut but not locked. My car was in the car park, the AC was on, the compressor of which was outside the unit, so it was pretty evident that there are people in the house, but still someone did manage to get in and took a few things. In this episode, sorry, I'm sidetracking, I do want to also let you know that I faced a car invasion as well. This was again apparently 3 years back almost. I had parked my car in the car park of my workplace, and somebody got into the car, went through a few stuff and took a few things. So in the first instance, the car invasion, I took it on me because my car was unlocked, because I thought I'm in the office's car park, it's safe, but apparently it's not. The second time again, I kind of took it on me because I was taking an afternoon nap, but the door wasn't locked. The third time, honestly, I don't know what I could have done more. It's a good area. The house was all secured properly before we left. So how they managed to got in was through one of the bathroom windows. So my current unit, the bathroom window doesn't have a fly screen or a mesh. It just has a sliding glass window. So they slid that open, they got in and did whatever. I did not have a lot of loss per se financially, but these episodes are very, very traumatic, and Softy needing to go through all this every time is very disappointing. It stays with you. I had not even moved on from my previous episodes, and this happened. So couple of takeaways that I want after chatting with a few people. One is these things happen here, so people can get into your car and your private property and stuff like that, and probably you might want to be a little more careful than what you have been in your own country or wherever you are. Obviously the house needs to be secured at all times, whether you are inside the house, outside the house. Please keep them locked. Just shutting the door is not enough. If you've got such windows which just has like a glass sliding thing, please pick up from my lesson learning. Just get that mesh or fly screen installed if possible. In fact, they attempted to get through my kitchen window, which had the fly screen, so they cut open the fly screen, but because the glass was locked from inside, so they couldn't get in. Now, another thing that I got to know, I'm just going to be blabbering, saying a few things, pick up whatever makes sense to you. If you at all have glass doors or windows which slide, one suggestion that I've got from people here is, you essentially measure that part of the window that slides, and you go to Bunnings with that measurement or any store here and get the wood log cut. So suppose if your window is of this size, you get some wooden pieces cut of that size and you insert it on the rail where the sliding is, at the bottom. If you do that, if you insert those sticks, apparently it can't be slid from outside. I didn't know of this, so that's something you might want to do. Also, obviously, after this episode, I've done a few more things, which is I now have an indoor camera. Outdoor camera, obviously, there's a lot of approvals. The real estate needs to approve, the landlord needs to approve, the strata needs to approve, but at least an indoor camera, which is a plug and play. They are available. Ring is one such company, RING, that you can take. They're not expensive in the bigger scheme of things. I think the one that I took, it costs me $165, which I think is so reasonable. You also get the doorbell outdoor cameras, which is for $100 probably. In my opinion, they're very cheap. Don't wait for the moment, just get them installed, please, because again, it's not the financial loss, it's the trauma that it leaves. For the car, obviously keep them locked. I've done another thing now after this lesson is I've got a steering lock, so I'm using a steering lock for my car. I don't know what else, but just be careful. Please take extra precautions. I hope you guys don't have to go through this. I was wanting to do a video on a very high note and a happy note because I'm planning on, you know, organizing a meetup, because some of you reached out, you know, time and again that you'd like to catch up, and I thought instead of just me catching up, I should organize a meetup of a group. That video should come out soon, but just be on the lookout sometime in December maybe. But for now, I just wanted to put this message out about this invasion. Be careful. It's not a bad place, but please be careful. Thank you. Have a good day, good night, good weekend, good weekday, whatever it is for you. See ya. Bye.